What's up guys, Colin here from High Caliber Growing, and this morning we're going to be propagating some cuttings that we've taken from a begonia. So first of all, propagating from cuttings or cloning a plant is a fairly simple process that just involves taking cuttings from a plant and then getting these cuttings to produce roots of their own to turn into a genetically identical copy of your original plant. So cloning is a really useful process that I use all of the time, whether I'm just wanting to make copies of a plant that I really like, or in this case, this begonia was an outdoor plant that we didn't have the space to overwinter inside. And so what we did is just take a bunch of cuttings and we're going to root them, and they should be growing and ready to transplant by the time spring rolls around and we can move them back outside. So what you want to do first is make sure that whatever you're taking your cuttings with, you have sterilized. So I've dipped these into alcohol to fully sterilize and wipe them off. And then if you're using a rooting hormone, such as this is Clonex's rooting gel, there's also some powdered rooting hormones out there as well. The key is that it has your IBA, which is a rooting hormone. Some also have salicylic acid, which helps the plant fight disease, so that can be beneficial as well. But IBA is the actual rooting hormone. And you're going to want to make sure that you pour whatever the amount that you're going to be using for your cuttings into another container to avoid contamination that way as well. So I've got our rooting hormone ready and my cutters are sterilized. Now what you want to do, these are stem cuttings, and you can actually clone off of, you can do root cuttings, stem cuttings, and even leaf cuttings. But today we're just going to be doing your simple stem cuttings. So what you want to do is take your cutters and make sure that you make a clean cut at the bottom. Some people say you want a 45-degree angle. That is not near as important as making a clean cut to make sure you don't crush any of that stem for nutrient and water uptake. So make that clean cut and then remove all but the top 2 to 3 leaves. So I'll leave those top 3 on, and then remove any and all flowers and flower buds. Because the plant will continue to divert resources to these flowers, and you want them to be pushing all the resources to making roots. So once you've done that, what you want to do is dip your stem into your rooting hormone, and I like to dip it about 1 inch in, like so. Then I like to have pre-moistened soil, and I just poke a little hole where I'm going to stick that stem down. And you want to stick it far enough to where it'll stand up on its own, like so. And then kind of pack that soil around it. So I'm going to put 3 of them in each one, and then when they've fully taken and it's time to transplant, since these are in my SmartPot 2-gallon transplanters, I can just pop them right out and put them into their newest container. Voila! So in just a month or 2, these should be fully rooted and putting on new growth. Now I'm going to keep them in these 2-gallon transplanters until I can move them outdoors, and at that point I'll transplant them into their next size up, their final container. Now I know some people don't like putting their decorative flowers in SmartPots. I know my girlfriend chases me around the yard putting my SmartPots into decorative containers, which is something that you can easily do, and that gives you the benefit of an air-pruned root system in a hard-sided container. So that's one great thing to do, but I have seen countless pictures of flowers in SmartPots that look amazing. I mean, just take a look at a few of these pictures. In some cases, your flowers will completely outgrow the container since your root system is much healthier in your smart pots, and you won't even be able to see the container anymore. Good thing to remember is plants, especially new plants, new cuttings, really like high humidity and warmer temperatures. So around 75 degrees would be a great temperature for your new cuttings, and if you can increase the humidity anyway, maybe by putting a piece of plastic over top of it, a plastic bag maybe over your container, that helps as well, and that also reduce the amount that you need to water, because you do want to make sure your soil is staying moist, but not overly moist, but it doesn't ever dry out. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna get a few more of these potted up, but thanks for tuning in, and we are doing another giveaway today, so the first person to comment below that also has subscribed and liked our channel will get a free Smart Pot Christmas poster. All right, well, thanks again, guys, and check back in for more great ways to grow good things from Smart Pot. See you guys later. Happy growing.